To understand how we might use a black hole to travel in time, we first need to know what it is. A black hole is a region in space where gravity is so strong that not even light can escape from it. Black holes form when massive stars collapse under their own gravity at the end of their life cycle. These objects are incredibly dense and have a boundary known as the event horizon, a point beyond which nothing can escape, not even light. Now, one of the most fascinating things about black holes is their ability to warp space-time. This warping of space-time is what makes black holes such interesting objects in the context of time travel. But what exactly happens inside one of these monsters, and can we use them to travel to the future?
Here's where things get really interesting. As you get closer to a black hole, time starts to slow down. This phenomenon is known as gravitational time dilation. The stronger the gravity, the more time slows down relative to a place further away from the gravitational source. Imagine you are near the event horizon of a black hole. For you, time would move much slower, but for someone far away, like someone on Earth, years or even centuries could pass in what feels like only minutes to you. In theory, if you were close enough to a black hole and survived, you could experience just a few hours or days, while on Earth, many years could pass. This essentially makes it possible to travel to the future, provided we could survive the journey.
But before we start dreaming of time travel, let's pause and consider what would actually happen if a human tried to get close to a black hole. The gravity near the event horizon is so powerful that it would stretch and distort anything that ventures too close. This is what scientists call spaghettification. Essentially, the difference in gravitational pull from one part of your body to another would stretch you out like pasta. Horrifying, right? If somehow you could survive this process and continue past the event horizon, things would become even more bizarre. Once inside the event horizon, the known laws of physics begin to break down. The conventional rules of space-time stop making sense, and what happens after that is one of the biggest mysteries of modern physics.
Now let's get back to the idea of time travel. Could we really use a black hole to travel to the future? The answer, in theory, is yes. A black hole's immense gravitational forces cause space-time to bend, and this curvature could allow for the kind of time travel that, while impractical and dangerous, is theoretically possible. Imagine you're aboard a spacecraft, approaching the event horizon of a black hole. As you get closer, time would begin to slow down for you relative to Earth. If you cross the event horizon, the time dilation effect would become extreme. What seems like a few days to you could be centuries for people back on Earth. In a sense, you would be traveling into the future, though you would be doing so in a way that no one on Earth could follow. Of course, there's a catch. While this all sounds exciting, the problem is that once you pass the event horizon, there's no turning back. The black hole would pull you in, and you would likely be crushed by the intense gravity. But in the hypothetical scenario where we could survive and come back, time travel to the future might actually be possible.
But black holes aren't the only possible way to travel through time. Another fascinating idea comes from something known as wormholes, or Einstein-Rosen bridges. These are theoretical tunnels in space-time that could connect distant parts of the universe. Imagine that you are at one end of a wormhole, and the other end leads to a point far in the future, or even in another galaxy. If such a wormhole existed and could be navigated safely, it might provide a way to travel to the future, or potentially even visit other dimensions. While wormholes are purely theoretical right now, they are mathematically consistent with the laws of physics, and they might hold the key to future time travel. Although we haven't yet discovered a real wormhole, and they may not even exist in a usable form, the concept is fascinating because it proposes a more safe method of traveling through time than a black hole. But black holes aren't the only possible way to travel through time. Another fascinating idea comes from something known as wormholes, or Einstein-Rosen bridges. These are theoretical tunnels in space-time that could connect distant parts of the universe. Imagine that you are at one end of a wormhole and the other end leads to a point far in the future, or even in another galaxy. If such a wormhole existed and could be navigated safely, it might provide a way to travel to the future, or potentially even visit other dimensions. While wormholes are purely theoretical right now, they are mathematically consistent with the laws of physics, and they might hold the key to future time travel. Although we haven't yet discovered a real wormhole, and they may not even exist in a usable form, the concept is fascinating because it proposes a more safe method of traveling through time than a black hole. But while the idea of time travel through black holes is captivating, it's also extremely dangerous, and for now, impractical. Even if we could survive the spaghettification process, the extreme gravitational forces near a black hole will likely destroy any spacecraft trying to make the journey. Furthermore, there are still many unknowns when it comes to the physics of black holes. Theory suggests that inside a black hole, the laws of physics break down entirely. Once you cross the event horizon, everything we know about space and time becomes irrelevant. Without a clear understanding of these processes, it's unlikely that we'll ever make black hole time travel a reality. In addition to the unknowns of black hole physics, we don't currently have the technology to travel to one in the first place. Even the fastest spacecraft we've built so far would take thousands of years to reach the nearest black hole. So, unless we can figure out some radical breakthroughs in space travel, black holes will remain a cosmic mystery. So, what did we learn? While black holes might seem like an intriguing method for time travel, they come with enormous risks and challenges. But the concept of traveling to the future through black holes or wormholes is still one of the most fascinating ideas in modern science. Who knows what the future holds? Maybe one day, with the right technology and a deeper understanding of black holes, humanity will be able to use these cosmic phenomena to jump forward in time. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more exciting content about space, time, and the mysteries of the universe. Until next time.